I guess for the morning, Honorable Kwabena Mankwesiama is a member of parliament for Fantiakwa North. He is here in the studio. And Fantiakwa is in the Eastern region.
Yes, of course.
How are you?
By His grace.
You should be very much a plantation farmer of palm.
Oh, yeah. I am into it deep.
Yeah. Nice. All right. And Fantiakwa is which part? Kede, those areas?
No.
The other side?
Bunso.
Okay.
Yeah. Bypass from Bunso.
Yes.
Towards the Aflam place.
I see. And we also have in the studio Ibrahim Ahmed. He's a member of parliament for Banda. He's also the deputy majority chief whip. And thanks for joining us, Ibrahim.
Thank you.
I've known him for some time now, so I know what he also likes having his pastime and investment in.
This year's district
best farmer. For which district?
Yeah.
Banda.
For the Banda district.
Yes, I know. I've met you several times. Proud to him become a member of parliament. Very much instrumental in the lives of the inhabitants in his community. Banda, you go to Banda, Hinkro and all that. Now the roads have been constructed?
Seriously, we are on it.
You're on it?
Exactly.
Speaking like the president. He's on a lot of things.
Roland, in fact, I wish you go there today to see. If only the main road, portions of the main road.
Okay. Not like so it's not like the way I saw it.
No.
It's been years since I've been there.
Even there's an asphalted road from here to the district capital. But you know there's a main route and there's a branch route. The branch one is almost 100% completed, but the main road is about 70% completed.
When you're on recess, what do you do, Honorable? I mean, you as members? Generally. Or you just take it to do the interaction?
Sometimes you travel outside,
you
look around, have a holiday. And for instance, I have to be on my farm in my constituency here in Accra and be taking appointments like this.
All right, great.
You don't rest, it's all over, yes.
Well, we'll see how that goes. We know that you'll be resuming, so that'll be next week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks, I think.
On the 26th.
On the 26th. On the 26th.
That's 2 weeks from now. Exactly.
Okay, and I know that on the list of many of you would be the subject of the GITMO. That's what the U.S. media decides to shorten the term Guantanamo. It's that very island area where they've been housing the, so to speak, tagged terrorists after going through prosecution and non-prosecution at the same time. And apparently, some 2 of them who had spent 14 years have been accepted by the government of Ghana in some level of agreement with the U.S. government, and so they are here. But not many Ghanaians are very much amused about
My leader will be in the position to tell us, because he's a leader, maybe he has a different information or outlook as to how it all came about.
Okay. Fair.
Roland, thank you very much for this opportunity, and let me say a very good morning to our cherished viewers. I know your program is a very, very big platform. A lot of people are listening, and very discerning ones, of course. Roland, as I'm sitting here, I'm torn between 2 serious divides. The Christian Council is speaking, and as a Christian, and I think they are speaking with our voice. It's my government, as a deputy majority whip, that has also brought these Guatemalans into the country. As a parliamentary caucus, I think there's work to be done. Unfortunately for Parliament, as my brother has said, that leader will be in the best position to brief us. The parliamentary caucus has not been briefed on whatever has transpired. So if I see, because of the fact that I'm a leader, I'm going to speak from the leadership perspective, or I'm going to speak on behalf of Parliament on this issue, it will be a very serious blunder. By clearly speaking, Roland, Parliament is coming on the 26th or 27th of this month. What we are going to do, you know, this is a security matter. What we are going to do, I know clearly Parliament as a serious and a representative arm of the people of Ghana is going to debate the issue in a very serious manner, because we know what is happening in other countries, and therefore we are representing people. The executive is also representing people, but Parliament is an arm, the third arm of government. So if there are issues, the Christian Council has taken a stand. Most security experts are also saying certain things in a very serious way. Then political parties are also taking certain things. I think we must be in the position, per the power given to us, to be able to call the Minister for Foreign Affairs to come and brief the whole House about what is it that Parliament needs to know. I listened to some ministers yesterday, and they were at a certain point, so as for this one, I will not be in the, because for national security issue, I will not be in a position to disclose this. I will not be in the position to disclose it. Parliament is the only arm of government whereby even we can even have a closed sitting per our standing orders. What is it that you think that per national security you should not be, that should not be disclosed to the general public? We have a privileged position by the constitutional mandate to be able to hear all those people to come and brief us. But Roland, I think it goes beyond sectional or a partisan position. It's about national interest. You remember when we are talking of terrorism, terrorism does not have to do with only one country. We live in a global village. One of our international poets in this country and a member of the chairman of the Council of States met his untimely death in Kenya. And all of us were against terrorism. So if such a thing, people are being brought in the country and everybody is having their reservation about it and saying that they are this or they are that. Me, I have not examined them. I'm not privy to most of the information. Then I'll sit here and say either I'm defending it or I'm attacking it. And the mere fact that my government is bringing this does not mean that I should come and say, well, not everything that government does should be defended. Government can also err. And that is why Parliament exists. So we may have to call in a closed sitting. Closed sitting is where even vital national security information, and I remember we've had it on several occasions, where the minister will come devoid of partisan politics. But as it is now, training terrorists were speculated before even the arrival of these people. And we are in an election year. So to the politician or to the people's representative, this issue can have negative repercussions on the fortunes of any political party, and therefore should not be discussed in that way. If it happens that every country, they say about 56 countries all over the world, are hosting these detainees from Guantanamo Bay. It's not only Ghana. Be that as it may, we need to have the vital information that matters. And that is why we are the people's representatives. So I may not come and sit here and say I'm either defending it or I'm going against it. Or I'm defending it because my government is bringing it, or I'm against it because the Christian Council is also against it. We should wait and see, and Ghanaians should exercise restraint. When Parliament resumes, the full information will be privileged.
Will you also be in the middle? It's almost like...
No, I wouldn't be in the middle. I'll use this opportunity to shout a very good morning to your viewers, especially people in Fantiapa. Yes, and I wouldn't be in the middle. I will be specific. What the government has done is not the best that it could have. Considering the two persons in this very situation, they are not two individuals. They are a whole institution in themselves.
How are they institutions? They're just individuals. So
when you consider terrorism, right, and the depth in which they were involved before they were captured, right, and sent to Guantanamo Bay, clearly indicates that there are no simple people whom any country can make fun of. It's an institution that when you are involved in its principles, I think it is like being a teacher himself. You carry it to death, so to speak, because they are brainwashed intensively. They love the associations that they were working for, and therefore they cannot be mistaken as ordinary men who can be classified.
Well, they have spoken. They spoke to national radio, and they seem to be in this very mood of saying, well, the first place.
I listened to them. Their demeanor even indicates that they have something at the back of their mind. Yes, seriously, terrorists, you can't take them for granted. They can say anything just to get away and do what they want to do. You see, so in the first place, government should have informed the whole people, the overall people of Ghana should have been informed about this. Yeah. And even if that is...
And first, that would have been the representative of the people.
Parliament should have been informed, right? But they say things when you are going for a loan, they announce it, every Ghanaian is aware of the loan that is coming. Why is it that this very particular situation, they did not get Ghanaians informed, left alone Parliament for that matter. You see, had it not been the social media and even the Americans themselves who think Ghana shouldn't have accepted them, because the insinuations that they cast when they say a small country in West Africa has agreed to accept 2 terrorists.
Well, indeed, we're a small country compared to the states.
Yes, so they wonder why. Why should we have access to these sophisticated terrorists? Terrorists who were picked up on combat to Guantanamo Bay for 14 solid years. It is a serious matter that should not be given a facial summarization at all. Not at all. I don't consider it to be that mean. We should have known that these people can be dangerous. And what is happening is their presence here can be insidious. And we wouldn't feel that for a long period of time, by which time this government might not be in office, right? And look at us, as poor as we are. Americans spend
You mean generally Ghanaians are poor?
Yeah, but we are.
Because you can't be poor.
No, compare Ghana to America and other developed countries, right? And they spend billions of dollars, right? They budget that just to make sure that they do away with terrorism in their countries. We can't even budget to meet a simple capex, capital investment. And you are bringing these people here, right? What happens if they set their camps here? What do we do? And who tells you that we don't have impressionable young men in our system who are ready to sell their services to anybody who will feed or who will clothe them and give them a place to sleep, so that they will do their caprice for them?
What should government be doing, Ahmed, to listen to the people? Because it seems as if you have the people's representative, members of parliament also, perhaps skeptical. I wouldn't say that they've taken a certain position, but they're skeptical about them being in the country, and even very much not assuaged with the decision taken by government. And also international relations expert being quoted by the media, for example, Vladimir Nchidanso, and he said that it will be difficult for Ghana to return the 2.
Yeah, Roland, you know, if you bear with me, what we were discussing, or what the bill that we were considering in Parliament was this immigration service bill. Even that, we couldn't pass it. Well, we got to a point and there was a technical problem between the Minister of Interior and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. That alone, we couldn't resolve it. As it is now, there are so many sensitive issues in that bill. Our immigration service is not well equipped. We don't have the good technical design. They are not armed to patrol our borders. We are so porous, so vulnerable. So technically, that is why I said that we need to call the foreign minister to Parliament to come and brief the minister, either the Minister of Interior, the Minister of Defense and Interior, so that they are experts in those fields, the Joint Committee of Minister of Interior and the Foreign Affairs, so that they will be well informed about those issues. Then, before it comes to the generality of the entire Parliament, before I come to this, not even a single member of this country, Roland, has agreed to the coming of these Guantanamese. And therefore, that is why I'm saying that it will be premature for me to either go to the left or to go to the right. Vladimir Nchidanso, that is his field. As I'm sitting here, I'm not an international relations expert. Therefore, it will also be wrong. And I'm not privy to some of the facts. I'm being told that today, the Minister for Foreign Affairs will be on, is it TV Gold or Radio Gold, to be briefing Ghanaians about some of these issues. But Roland, the question is, should it be now? I think that when we were in Parliament, just before we went on recess, we should have had a close sitting to be briefed on all. So as I'm sitting here, I'll be sitting defending the position of government or defending the position of the ministry if I were convinced before this. But now I'm sitting here and I'm being asked these questions 9 o'clock before the minister goes on Radio Gold to go. How do I say something that is going to be a fact that the minister is going to say? That is why I'm saying that it will be premature for me. But now the people have come. Nchidanso is also saying that it will be very difficult for Ghana to send them back. But Roland, there are so many serious questions that we need to ask. But because I'm in government, if I'm asking government questions, I'm asking myself certain questions. That's why I'm saying that we live in a collective body, and therefore that is why we need to be briefed, well-versed. Not even, excuse me to say, any member in our caucus or any member in parliament can stand here and tell me that these are the facts of this issue as it is now.
So you've all not been briefed.
We
don't understand that. But come to think of it, we have people who cross our borders daily. Even some of the borders, as cross as we can find them, we don't know their identity.
About 42 unapproved.
We don't know what they've done in the countries of jurisdiction in which they were living or residing. They come to habitate various communities in our country. And now we're talking about people, now we know their identity. We know what they can do or can't do. And we have their commitment and their word that they are going to be as polite and courteous as they can be. Now we're worried about that.
Yes, we have to be worried, because even in America...
What about the thousands who cross our borders that we don't know?
But they are not of this caliber.
How do you know?
I know because these people have been identified as serious terrorists.
But which one is more dangerous? The ones that you can't identify, you can't even prepare for?
No, they cannot be deadly as these ones.
Oh.
So we know them. So once they are here, they have been integrated into our social system. And do we know how many people they be visiting?
Roland, let me come in. You remember recently the Minister of Interior arrested a foreigner who was selling these machine guns and that kind of ammunition. How did he enter the country?
Oh, that man has been here for a long period of time. It is his
and we didn't know.
No, according to the police, it is his trade. He has been doing it for all these years. No, they didn't know until they came to the realization that this is what is happening. You see, do you know, if you can fathom the amount of money that the British and European countries invest, right, just to make sure that they go ahead of the terrorists, yet they have never been. The people are smart, it is their trade, they've learned it, and they are good at it. Right? So don't compare that to what is happening to Ghana now. These people we are saying are very, very dangerous people. Right? Somebody said
more dangerous than the gentleman who is captured with loads of guns, ammunition.
Who has been here for all this while, and he has been arrested. Right?
But these people, but come to think of it, it took us years for him for us to be able to arrest him.
These people, they have been helicoptered into the system.
And we know who they are. They are identifiable.
Can we know who they contact? If they get access to phones, can we know what they can do? Do we know their friends? They've had friends. All the friends they've had have been of terrorist oriented, right? So now that they are here, they will get connected. And when they get connected, we can imagine what can happen. So what you are saying is, no, the government erred. It shouldn't have come. The government, you see, Ghanaians are docile, right? That is why we tend to, push everything on us. We are gullible though, but that doesn't mean we are stupid. We are highly perspicacious. And we know that this wouldn't be good for us. For all that the government has been doing, this shouldn't have happened at all. At all. Why these two people? Why couldn't have been any other people? Rwandans, Kenyans, and things. But they chose to give us these very two people who are dead, I would say assassins or whatever, or terrorists. It is very, very serious.
In the early part of the 90s, we had refugees here who had been ex-combatants in the civil war in Liberia, but they were settled in the country smoothly. And so
don't compare an African warrior to these two people. They are very interesting. It's invidious to do that comparison. In nowhere can you do that. These people...
That's very interesting, because security expert Dr. Kwesi Enin,
they are all scared.
He also wants claims by the two former Guantanamo Bay detainees. It's very difficult for us to get the audio and the interviews.
Almost all the experts.
That they are not a part or against any terrorist group to be taken with a pinch of salt. He said we should take this actually very seriously.
Serious.
the nature of terrorist recruitment strategies and the brainwashing that takes place means that these guys are highly trained operatives.
Yes.
They know how to tell stories that seem convincing,
Yes.
and they will continue to do what they've done. Well,
we don't have the
right.
wherewithal at all. We cannot even budget.
So how many years would they be staying here for?
They said they will be here for 2 years, and after the 2 years,
they will decide whether
they will
to
decide
stay
whether
on.
to stay, to apply, or to go back.
They individually.
Yes.
Yes.
But Roland, seriously speaking, I don't think the U.S. Congress, Obama can accept such a
dangerous people into their community.
Accept such an offer without
consulting the
American Congress.
Their house, yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that I think as a parliament, we need to interrogate the issues when we reopen in the 26th or 27th.
What will be done? What do you think, by your experience being in parliament all this while, will be done by parliament beyond just summoning the minister and she coming to talk and brief you? Beyond that, what?
Yeah, well, now the civil society is also saying that these people need not have been accepted here. And other security experts like Dr. Yenin are all saying that these people are dangerous people. When we reopen and the discussion begins on the floor, I think what we have to do is to encroach upon the government that we don't, as Ghanaians, need these people. Because everybody, except some government communicators, right, who have pounced on people who are saying that they shouldn't have been here. Every other Ghanaian, majority of Ghanaians, at least you can get over 90% of Ghanaians, would say that, no, we don't need these people in our midst. And that alone should compel the government, no matter the deal, right,
Roland,
to make sure that they are sent back or elsewhere.
Roland, what I'm saying is the government is speaking the good side of it. Is there any good side of it?
No.
So if Parliament and Christian Council is speaking the bad side of it, together with the international relations experts and the security experts. So that's why I'm of the opinion that if Parliament reconvenes on the 26th of this month, then the joint parliamentary committees, select committees of Defense and Interior and Foreign Affairs will meet and invite these experts. So sometimes our committees operate with the advice of the technical. So can you imagine a committee of Defense and Interior and Foreign Affairs sitting together with Entry Dansu and Enin, then with the Foreign Affairs and the Defense Minister there for these Guantanamese issues for them to be briefed. Then,
but you are saying that you should have been
in the
briefed
interest
first.
of national interest. That is why I'm saying all hope is not lost yet. But we must listen to the foreign minister and we must listen to government. What is it that these two governments, we know that they are going to about 56 countries. And Ghana is part of the world. And therefore, if 56 countries are accepting these people, if there are any good aspect of it or good side of it, then fine. But until we are briefed, it will be wrong for us to condemn or to accept. That is why I'm taking that middle position.
Well, Foreign Minister Anatete has been speaking to Accra-based radio station, Radio XYZ, and says, we indicated to them that we'll be ready to take 2. These are the ones that are known and can be managed. There is no need to panic. Our security forces and agencies are capable of handling it, and these people are not going to be a threat to the people of Ghana. They ask us for assistance. This assistance is not beyond our capacity to give. It is not putting Ghanaians at risk. It is not going to create a situation where we are attracting hordes of terrorists that these countries or these people don't even know into the country. Throughout the period they are here, they are going to be continuously under surveillance. And they know that they being able to leave after 2 years is dependent on their good behavior. They were not compelled to come to Ghana. They understand the terms of the arrest. We understand our responsibility. We have the capacity to manage. Okay.
The point is, do we have the capacity to manage them?
You tell me.
You see, that is what I said. We are giving it a FISA summarization. It shouldn't have been. We should have been briefed, at least Parliament, as to why we should accept these very terrorists into our midst from the American government. Why didn't they go to America then? Why? Why shouldn't they go to America but rather come to Ghana? They've kept them for 14 years. I understand if you stay in America for a couple of years, you can be turned into a citizen. and they have been in Guantanamo under the supervision of the American government for all this while. And they can't accept them.
You can't become a U.S. citizen under those terms.
Under those terms, but why can they become Ghanaians under these terms?
Okay. No, they are not Ghanaians.
All right.
If I want to say so.
There was a robbery. There was a robbery that happened over the weekend. Yeah. A taxi driver did a yeoman's job, used his taxi to hit, I think, motorcyclists who had gone to do the robbery.
A rider and a pillion.
Okay. And as a result of that, he's said to have done a good job. And now the presidency, after all the things, is promising him a house as well. What do you make of it?
They are promising him a house. It's a good thing to be done by the government. I understand the guy risked his life. And if you could see the damage that was caused to his vehicle, which even did not belong to him, you can see that bravely he put his life on the trot and wanted these corporates to be apprehended because of what they did to the lady, shooting the lady just for money, right? So the president has done well. I will congratulate him for that matter. But what I will sign a caution here, that I learned he has been given the opportunity to go look for a building and the state will purchase for him. I think that is what was said yesterday in the vernacular translation of the meeting that transpired between him and the president. And if all things being equal, the government wants to give him a building, I think they should have procured one for him direct, but not requesting him to look for a building of that.
So that's what they said.
And
he rather should go and look for
that. Yes, and
the
again,
translation of the balance.
Yes.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is, no, this is a very brave act, and it must be rewarded bravely. So the minister responsible for works and housing should have come around to locate a house for him immediately.
You can say it's not too late.
It's not too late. That is why I'm appealing to government to get it sorted out. Because it is said that a China Edo, we don't know what will happen.
But Roland, I think beyond the compensation, we need to move from the compensation to taking punitive actions against the source and the cause as well. There are two sides of that issue.
That one the law will take.
The law will take it.
Government, and that's what.
But this is about the action of somebody who's been brave enough.
That's my point. Because if you look at the cause and the compensation government has done excellently well. My brother
he hasn't compensated yet. Government has promised. You know, government has been promising a lot of things.
We have 275 parliamentarians.
You know, government
giving the opportunity for me and my brother to come and sit beside you, Roland, for you to have a program with us. It's an honor. Yesterday, myself, I saw the taxi driver sitting in front of the vice president. I said, yes, you are the number 3 too. They are number 3. And I think his colleagues will learn a lesson from it. That is how foreign security operatives operate. Motivating people to bring you the vital information for you to be able to work on. That same thing, the informant who gave the information about the man who was selling the machine guns, and I think needs to be rewarded. If people of that sort are rewarded, Roland, no single information in this country can, or no act of any evil can be committed and people go scot-free.
Let me come here.
I was told that
thank you, you are not a security expert.
Let me come here. People of that nature, those who report to the police, sometimes they reward them. Some are known people on the list of the police that they pay to do such jobs for them.
Sniff around.
But this one is a special one.
This one, he just saw the incident.
Yes,
and he decided to pursue.
It was an instant decision that could have cost him his life.
Yes.
If there were more bullets in the gun.
Because he was shot at.
Yes, he was shot at, and that was the last bullet in that pistol. If there were other bullets, right, they would have finished.
But it also shows that the robbers went to rob unprepared. Because they should have loaded their gun.
No, they were prepared.
But anyway,
they thought they were smart.
We were told that
they know that one bullet can do that job.
To go and do that act at that moment.
Yeah, so they knew what
there
they
was
were
an informant
going to do.
At the palace.
Yes. It was a cool job.
I want to end the segment, but I wanted to ask you only one question. You know, Dr. Abu Sakara has defected from the CPP. You as political watchers, I know that you may be in various parties, but you're also politicians, so you watch the political terrain. What does, how do we have a stalwart of a party just defecting or has taken a unilateral decision to contest on it? So what does it mean?
Oh, politically, if you can't stand the heat of the kitchen, the only thing you have to do is to get out of the kitchen.
You flee?
You get out of the kitchen because a doctor has been with them for a couple of years. And I think he has come to the conclusion that maybe they wouldn't give him the nod to lead. And he's also thinking about continuity that could have helped the party. But if you are not giving me that opportunity, then the best thing to do is to get out. And this is not he is not the only person who has been out. Parkwesi was also with them and CPP, and he also left to form his own party. So if Dr. Abu Sakara has also left or declared his intention to leave, then I think it's becoming a culture or tradition of the CPP that if they project a presidential candidate, I think they would always like to wash the person away for another person to come in. And if the person thinks that, no, he can't stay behind and watch somebody else taking the mantle, then automatically he will have to leave for either form his party or contest the election as an independent candidate. I won't begrudge him for that. Whatever is his political decision, is for him to get going, because he knows that now as it stands here in Ghana, no independent candidate can win an election. And being in the CPP too doesn't give him the opportunity to do what? To win the election. So both are lose-lose situations. If he chooses to be in any of the two, I think it's his decision. I appreciate it.
Your comments on this before I wrap up.
Yeah, Roland, there's a saying that whatever goes around comes around. I think the payback time for Samia Yaba Nkrumah, a payback time because the CPP has a tradition of a breakaway. You know, the father broke away from UGCC to form the CPP, and therefore the daughter has come, and Abu Sakara has also broken away. So what Park Grant and
experience, she's also experiencing, and
Akufo-Addo and Obiche Bilante and the big Cs, what they suffered at that time is what Samia Yaba Nkrumah and the CPP are going to suffer at this time. But clearly, there is no way there can be a breakaway from CPP and the CPP will be as it were. Abu Sakara is going to negatively affect. You know, Park Osindum broke away, so now there's PPP. Abu Sakara is also taking part. So it's like the CPP,
I wish Abu Sakara is not going to join the PPP.
Is it the hen or the cock?
Sometimes.
The hen or the cock now, the leg has been taken by somebody, the head has been taken by somebody.
No,
and I don't know how the CPP, how the hen is going to now stand on itself. So it's like clearly it's a big blow to CPP.
Okay. But
and whatever it is, Abu Sakara too is also not going to survive. So both are not going to survive. The earlier they came together, the better
for them.
He was saying that he doesn't know if he's going to join the PPP, and I would like to.
I didn't say he would join.
If he's going to
you were asking.
He can't join.
I read.
And if leading a party is his intention to join the PPP,
no, he can't.
Not now. Then not now. Now that
maybe he likes being.
Maybe Indu himself is looking for a refuge somewhere.
Maybe a vice. Yes, if you
I'm sure it comes with certain perks, right? Anyway, we've had in the studio Ibrahim Ahmed, Member of Parliament for Bandai, and also alongside Kwabna Mankwesi, I'm a Member of Parliament for Fantiakwa North. And gentlemen, thanks for joining me this morning. So it means you're going home?
Yes.
Or you have some meetings in town?
I'm going to the office.
I'm going to the office in Parliament. You know, now we have given every member of Parliament an office.
You and who? You mean the state of Ghana?
Some are there.
So now you all have. So even on research you can go.
Members are transacting.
Ghana has developed though.
Oh, seriously. And if you go there,
we're taking a break. When we come back, we have entertainment.
The mismanagement.
Mismanagement.